Hello, Juan Carlos, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Well, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Very well. It's raining here, but anyway, I am happy.
Okay, well, it's snowing here, so. But yeah, no, I wanted to quickly touch base with you. The volcano has been quiet on La Palma, thank God. And now people are moving back into the houses, evacuation. People are coming back, allowed back, and I think it's less than 1,000 people who still have to remain outside the exclusion zone. Is that correct?
Yes, I think it's more or less this is the numbers. Actually, all the efforts are now, of course, focused on the reconstruction and to get people back in their houses as soon as possible. And I think they are doing also a good work in this matter.
That sounds excellent. No, this is very important. And I think now it's important that some sort of normality comes back, and reconstruction will, of course, take a long time. And I will show some footage in a minute. I picked up some footage there. It's quite a challenge, I'm sure. But what is the priority now? I guess the road network will be priority right now.
Communication, because everything has been disrupted by the eruption. So now they learned that they were very scared at the beginning to try to cut into the lava flows with these heavy caterpillars. But now they see that they can do it.
Let me share my screen. I have some material here, so you can see my screen now.
Exactly.
I guess.
Exactly.
So this is kind of the footage here, and it's quite a job. I'm sure that the caterpillars will have a lot of work there. So, but it does make a difference.
They are machines, so they don't get tired.
Yes, that's right. And of course, there's of course residual temperature inside, and there is of course also there's still some gas left in some places. Yeah. So and here they're measuring. Let's see what else we have, and then,
but you can see that there is a military team that is monitoring the gas and the heat and everything, so they are well equipped.
Yes, here they're measuring this is a thermal camera, and they're measuring the heat, and here they're cooling
and
it
also using water. You remember, yes. Val, that in Hemaye in Iceland, I don't remember the year, but it was a recent eruption. They tried to save the harbor of the town.
Yes.
They use a lot of water, but the difference was that was an active lava flow. This is not active anymore, so it's far more easier to cool the lava to be able to work.
Absolutely. I mean, the other thing, of course, is, I mean, this is experimental work now, and I understand that they have now created a kind of dirt track onto the lava flow, and they are preparing a platform now for bigger equipment. But I mean, I don't think it's possible to remove all of this lava. I think they can only make the roads clear again in
they are
strategic
going to focus places. Exactly in the roads, and probably some main streets that connect with the roads. But the problem of what to do with these many hundreds of hectares of new land, this is going to be a more difficult task, and
yes,
have
absolutely.
To be planned. Has to be planned.
Yes, so this looks very, very interesting, and of course there's a lot of effort here going on, and I think the roads are the key issue, of course. But I think if I was the people deciding, I would decide that large areas of that where no population is living should be made a volcano park. That's a very good income source, but you know.
Yeah, the problem is that legally, if you want to make a park, since these people still own the land, they own the land that has been covered by lava, but still they have the land. So you have to buy the land and make a big how you say, park. But it will be the main resource, economical resource will be focused mainly on tourism and not in agriculture as it is today.
Yes,
well,
and
today,
of course,
before the eruption.
So you have to buy land. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, this is problematic. And some people may want to.
But only the new land that is gained to the sea, that will mean the lava deltas. This is how you say, people property. So
that's public property. That's
public
owned by
property,
the government, by the state.
But only the one that is gained to the sea, not the other. Inland is the people still keep the property of the land, even if it's covered with lava.
And some people may just want to put a little bit of soil on top and use it for agriculture again.
You can make some restrictions.
Yeah.
Even if they own the land, there are some restrictions that can be done. But of course, you cannot take the entire lava field and say this is public property, because
that would be a bit excessive. Absolutely. I mean, that would be quite a lot. I mean, this is quite some hectares. So no, I think that is difficult. Okay, but I think the key issues now is to keep the traffic and communication systems operational. Yeah. So, and the lava flow has cut off the north-south connection, the road connection on the western part of the island. It's causing this awkward situation where you have to drive around the island if you want to kind of go over, which is of course suboptimal. And it adds a lot of travel time. It adds a lot of cost for the local people. And of course, also in terms of supplying things to certain areas, it's tricky. I've also seen footage that the Navy is now helping with ferries.
Yeah. Because an entire part of the island, which is Puerto Naos has hotels, and it was a very touristic area, and now is absolutely disconnected. You can only go by boat, as the bananas that are in the 1949 Delta lava, which is one of the best banana plantation. All this is disconnected. You have to go by boat. So the Navy, the Spanish Navy, provide these, how you call it, disembarked.
Yes, these landing crafts. And I had a look at some footage earlier. I'm not sure. I don't think I can find it right now. But
like in the D-Day.
Yes, exactly. It was almost like in the Normandy landing, these landing crafts with which have a lid coming down in front.
This time, this peaceful.
Of course. Well, they're claiming the land back from the volcano, I guess. Absolutely. But no, Puerto Naos is problematic in certain other areas. I mean, obviously there was different lava lobes coming down, and there's these areas in between. There are large quipucas, these islands in between lava flows, and I guess, the landing crafts are the only sensible way of bringing people in and out. And I guess that's repair workers and agricultural workers and all that kind of thing.
Even to reconstruct the main roads, are about 70 kilometers of roads have been destroyed, or the main roads. Even that will be a matter not of days, of months, probably more than
more than that even. Yes,
more than that, because it will be a difficult task to I don't know. I am not an engineer. I don't know if they have to use dynamite or caterpillar will be enough, but I feel that this is not going to be an easy task.
No, I don't think so. I think outside the villages, you can probably use explosives and cut tracks into the lava. But of course, there was the caterpillar we've seen that's close to villages or to buildings. If you want to save these buildings using explosive is, of course, not ideal. You're causing potential structural damage to the buildings. So, but I think once you're outside the villages, I think explosives is probably what needs to be done in order to make fast progress. I mean, you know this, in quarries, we blast rock all the time in order to break it up.
Here in the Canaries, particularly in La Palma, they have a lot of experience, because you know perfectly as a geologist that when we want to take samples, the best friend is the rod cuts.
Yes, that is done.
We have rod cuts of several meters, so that means that they have to cut through
absolutely
several meters of lava flow in many tracks of the roads in the Canaries. So they have a lot of experience. I don't know how they do it, but I know that they know how to do it.
That sounds excellent. No, I think this is the key issue. So hopefully by maybe summer this year, the road network will be functional again and allow the north-south connection also on the western side of the island.
The north-south connection is the main issue, because a lot of people living in Los Llanos work in Santa Cruz. So now they have to make a long run, whereas in the normal road, it's only take how you say, half an hour or so.
Kind of, yes. And yeah, no, the journey around the island is quite tedious. I mean, depending on traffic, between 1.5 and 2 hours.
Exactly.
And of course, there's also a lot of congestion now on that road because of the heavy traffic load. And not to think about environmental aspects, there's a lot more kind of fuel being burned, and it's quite smelly there with all the diggers and the extra traffic. And well, you know, this is what has to be done, I guess. Okay, now we're planning to be back in about a week's time and see how things are. One of the plans of what we hope to do is going up to the crater now, which is now allowed to be inspected by scientists. So I'm excited to look into the volcano, Juan Carlos.
It's still hot inside, so
it's still hot inside, yes. And then, of course, we can take some of the very last lava samples as well. That's also planning on our planning. And the other thing I'd like to do is the sulfur fields are now accessible, these sulfur encrustings on the flanks of the volcano. So I would be very keen to get a sample of that for sulfur isotope analysis, because this will help us a lot to determine the mantle kind of values. This should be rather pristine sulfur, and therefore give us a rather pristine sulfur isotope value for the magmatic composition. So this is the key kind of aspects, and we might need to sample some tephra for some of our colleagues like Esteban in Cornell. So let's see, but I think we have enough to do, and we can surely see some reconstruction efforts then as well. Well, thank you very much, Juan Carlos. This was great. Thank you for the information, and hopefully we'll have a great and successful field season next week then.
All right, Val, I hope so.
All the very best. Good luck.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.